the 11th month in 2025. As always, important conversations. One is about to be activated. Now, the chairman of the Community Development Committee of Luyor-Gwara in Khana local government area of River State, Stephen Deegbara, says the community is disappointed after the overhead Braithwaite water tank collapsed just 4 days after it was commissioned by the Minister of Environment, Balarabe Lawal. Deegbara told our correspondent Outrage that the project was executed by HYREP as part of the ongoing Ogoni cleanup efforts. He explained that residents became aware of the collapse early this week, and the community is now waiting for the outcome of HYREP's investigation.
Early last night, around 7, 8 p.m. in the night, and we discovered heavy sound. When we rushed to the scene of the incident, we discovered that it was a collapse of the overhead tank just recently commissioned by the Honorable Minister of Environment, the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project water project in Gwara community. So the tank has fallen, rendering the entire exercise and the job a nullity.
The city's chairman also called on HYREP's management to withdraw its claim, suggesting there may have been sabotage of the water project.
I am not going to preempt any course of the investigation or result of the investigation, but it is likely to suggest that the project was poorly executed. There were wrong materials used for the execution of the job, and then a lot of things that is yet to be unraveled, which I believe in course of the time will unravel it, are supposed to have been alleviated with the provision of potable water, and we wouldn't know how long this situation will be restored.
Well, reacting to the incident, HYREP's head of communications, Dr. Mba Nwigo, said the management has set up a committee to determine the cause of the collapse.
Project coordinator has constituted a high-powered investigation committee to get down to the immediate and remote cause of this unfortunate situation. The inception to completion, HYREP does not compromise quality across our projects. We have a consultant who follows through quality control. We may not entirely rule out sabotage.
Okay, so this is a project of particular concern. Yes, indeed. Because 4 days after the execution of a project, it collapses. I don't know if that's a record, but everybody should be concerned. Does this speak to the quality of the project? Does it speak to a possible sabotage as suggested by HYREP? And how exactly is this affecting the community? Questions that must be answered. More importantly, at some point, I'm going to open the phone lines. Of course, you get to be a part of the conversation. How will this affect your perception of projects executed in your community? Would you start asking better questions? Because I believe, I'm not quite certain, I don't have research or investigation, but 4 days has to be a record. Well, my guest, Mr. Stephen Deegbara, the chairman of the Community Development Committee of Luyor-Gwara in Khana local government area, joins me virtually. Hello, can you hear me?
Very well.
Okay, thank you for making the time. How are you doing, sir?
Very good, Oracle.
Okay, are you close? Because I can hear. It seems you're...
Yes, I'm already...
You're already here. Okay, so
yeah.
Here you are. Welcome.
Thank you.
We started virtually and now we're conversing physically.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Deegbara. How are you doing?
Very good.
Okay, so... Let's start from the top, right? Let's talk about the project. And I'll pretend I don't know anything about this. What is the project and what was the criteria for citing the project in the community?
So good evening, Oracle. Good evening, listeners. I know that Ogoniland has suffered a lot of degradation, environmental degradation. Aquatic life has been destroyed as a result of the activities of wild components over time. So our livelihoods has also been destroyed, including our source of drinking water.
Okay.
So part of the recommendations of the United Nations Environment Program was to look at these challenges, spot out those issues and see how it can be remedied. including the provision of portable drinking water.
Yeah.
So Gwara community, is close to the riverbank. And so the flow of hydrocarbon connects along the water lines. So the communities and their source of drinking water was also affected.
Okay.
So another adjoining communities within the Babi axis. So the siting of the water project was as a result of people drinking contaminated water. And not only Gwara community. Now this project was to serve about 6 communities within that environs.
Okay.
So Gwara community has about 3 independent communities, Luyor-Gwara and Deegbara.
Okay.
That project was supposed to also reticulate water to neighboring communities of Eke, Kabno, and Gure communities. We have substations, reservoirs in Eke, and then we also have another reservoir in Gure community. So when the water is pumped from the main water station located in Gwara, it will be reticulated to all these adjoining communities. So it was as a result of the HYREP mapping to ensure that communities within the riverbank and within that geographical location also benefit from their intervention.
Okay. Now we've all seen the UNEP report, or hopefully we've gone through it. And there are short, medium, and long-term plans and projects from that report. And potable water was immediate.
Exactly.
It was one of the first things that was supposed to, because it bothers directly on life and health. Before now, what has been the water situation in your community? What have the people been drinking?
So it is one of the things that we continue to commend HYREP, and particularly the current leadership of HYREP.
Okay.
Because for us, it is an immediate step that was supposed to be taken. Remember that we've had successive administrations in HYREP. We talk about the Dr. Marvin Deki era. We had another spell with Professor Shikolo, and then we had another appointment of Dr. Ferdinand Gyadom. And so all these administrations, they have been putting building blocks towards ensuring the delivery of these deliverables, if you want to call it, those immediate concerns.
Okay, I know you're not with HYREP, but I'll have to probe
what
a little
I know
further.
is that there are building blocks they were putting in place, and I know that within the time being, they have made their efforts. But this is the time that we've seen reality on ground.
I understand, Deegbara. Let me rephrase this, right? When we talk about an emergency,
Yes.
an emergency by design requires urgent and immediate attention. That's why it's an emergency.
Yes.
Of all of the problems of the oil pollution, the remediation that was supposed to and is still going on, water was considered urgent
Yeah.
because of the impact.
Yeah.
Now, if you're saying that you've had different administrations, and for emergency response like water, they have been building blocks.
Yeah.
I'm sure you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
That this man on the floor is bleeding. The first doctor came and just touched him, say, "Oh, how are you? How are you? Is everything okay?" He built block and went. The other one came, say, "How is your family? How is your wife? Are you people doing well?" He say, "Oh, doctor." The third one came, say, "Where is he paining you?" It's difficult to see a process where time has elapsed when the activity is emergency response. So why these blocks were being built? Let me speak pidgin. Waiting on they drink.
So it is right for a fact to say that I am one of those that have been very critical on some of the things you've mentioned, over time, because we believe that the recommendations actually said the things you've said. Emergency measures, those things are supposed to come first, and so we have been critical about HYREP, and that's why we continue to commend when they have not done what we have been asking for. Okay. I'm not a spokesperson for HYREP to now
apparently, but you are after this show you might qualify because you are speaking well for them.
No, but I know that this is what we have been asking for, because these are the emergency measures which they are supposed to do, and for the first time we are seeing an intervention that is responding to the yearnings of the people.
That's wonderful. Shout out to HYREP. So I'll rephrase because I want to get this answer before I go on this break. What have you that is living in that community been drinking? You. Let's not leave the community. What do they drink?
our people have been drinking. Maybe they buy water, all those
Okay.
stuff like that.
So they've been buying
And
water.
some of them that could not also leave to buy, drink from this contaminated water.
Okay.
The effects of this hydrocarbon are not almost immediate. It goes
Takes time.
deep. It takes time to begin to manifest on your body, on your
Okay.
skin, and all of those things. So we can't say that it has been a very precarious situation with our people, but we had to live with it, and that's why the life expectancy rate of our people is beyond the required standard in UN.
So we take this break. After that, we talk about the 4-day-old overhead tank. Stay with us. Welcome back. Still Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Chinedu here. There's been outrage in Khana as newly commissioned HYREP water tank collapses 4 days after a launch. And my guest, Stephen Deegbara, the chairman of the Community Development Committee of Luyor-Gwara in Khana local government area, is right here in the studio with me. You're welcome once again, Mr. Deegbara.
Thank you, Oracle.
Okay, so what's a project? Now, we understand what the project is, why it was executed, and the benefits to the community. Now, I understand, thanks to HYREP, that there is currently an investigation. But when this happened, what did the community members think was responsible for the collapse? What was the initial reaction?
So we are outraged, honestly, because what would have been, what we had thought would be a succor. You asked earlier that what were people drinking all this while, because it was supposed to be an intervention.
Yeah.
So people had tarried for too long, and then it would have been a succor to them, source of joy. Of course, on the day of commissioning, we rolled out the drums, even conferred a chieftaincy recognition to the HYREP coordinator and the Honorable Minister of Environment in appreciation for their intervention in our community. So that joy was cut short just abruptly, and we are surprised. And during the life of this project was initiated in 2022, just about let's say 3 years ago. So we had waited for a day like this. And when this thing happened, we are actually outraged, because a community that was supposed to now begin to joy over potable water is now going back to the old days of drinking contaminated water. Okay. And so we are really worried, and we believe that HYREP should have done a little better, because the people gave them the support they needed throughout the life of that project. We didn't have any record of any sort of community interference as to all those what they normally call matching ground and all of those things. We are very welcoming people. We have hosted a whole lot of projects, and that's why we're worried when we heard that HYREP suggested third-party interference, when on their own they said they have set up a committee to investigate the remote and immediate cause of the problem. We wouldn't know, but we know for a fact that a project that was just commissioned, someone should be accountable. Someone would have certified the project to the Honorable Minister, to the project coordinator, to say this project is ready for commissioning. All the integrity tests would have been done to ensure that these people would not be embarrassed coming to commission a project of that magnitude. And so it falls on the shoulder of those that are responsible to execute the project, the contractor, and of course the consultant to the contractor, and of course the supervisory authority, the Quality Assurance Control Department of HYREP, to have certified the project that for all intent and purposes was not well executed.
This is for my own personal curiosity. Are you going to revoke the chieftaincy title you've given to?
Oh no! We have heard from HYREP, and then we believe that they have the genuine intentions, to cite the project. Whether you like it or not, within the course of the project, our people have benefited in course of the construction. Those that are making little supplies, those artisans have worked, they have bettered their life. Yeah. That alone, it's in itself, it's worthy of our appreciation. So we can even do better or do more in appreciation to HYREP.
Was there? Sorry for interrupting you.
Yes.
Was there water in the tank when it fell?
Yes, it was, and we are here thanking God that life was not lost in the process. Yeah. We have adjoining houses that are within the environment and farmlands that were really damaged. I mean, devastation. If you see the level of devastation, the thing cracked and caved in to the ground, because the pillars, the metal pillars that were used to erect, possibly does not have the bearing capacity to be able to withstand the over 400 liters
the weight
of weight of water overhead. So it have to cave in and give in. So people has to answer to those questions. There are people responsible in HYREP to report to the project coordinator the stage-by-stage execution of the project. What was the engineering design like? Was that executed? What was the bill of quantity? Was that followed details to dots? Who were supposed to tell the contractor, hey, you are not using the right material? Was that done?
Yeah.
Was there any form of compromise along the line to
Quality control,
quality control, as it were? What was the role of the consultant to the project? In the course of the project, did they see any foul play? What was their report? What was their report? We are told from Grapevine that there was a report from the consultant to HYREP that some of the things that they are doing were not rightly done. And then the consultant was fired. Was fired because maybe he was not ready to play ball. These are the things that the project coordinator might not have an idea about. Those that he has given responsibility to go to sites to supervise and bring reports to him didn't do a good job, we must say. And we are really disappointed. And these are the people giving bad name to the project. The project was well intended and it is still well intended. And I believe that the intervention of HYREP to rectify the program, to the project is also commendable. But we think that going forward, they are also culpable. HYREP is also culpable because they had a duty. They can't be a judge in their own case. All right, they are the awarding authority. They conceived the project, they scoped the project, they designed the project, and they awarded the project. They supervised the execution of the project. What did they do, or what they did not do right? What did they do right and what they did not do right? How did we get to this point? So as a community, we will be thinking that there should have been an independent forensic audit of the entire project, as it were, including the reticulation of the water to these communities, including the treatment process of this water. Because we have reports as a community that there are places leaking and it is causing a lot of environmental damages to our place. As I speak to you, there are communities that are yet to see water running in their taps, even while the project was commissioned. So why would that be? Who deceived the project coordinator? Who deceived the Honorable Minister to commission the project that was not well delivered before that execution? These are the challenges we are faced as a people, and we have records of our people, some of our independent engineers, community members who have experiences in this area, raising alarm when they were erecting those pipes, those pillars, saying that these things looks like a poor quality pipe, and they ignored those advisories and went on with what they did. Today we are seeing the result of it. So people need to be cooling their heads somewhere in the jail now. People should be prosecuted. The contractor need to be blacklisted and an independent forensic audit be launched into this project, because HYREP beginning to suggest it's preemptive, it's premeditated. It's to me that they are beginning to give an end from the beginning of an investigation that they are supposed to answer to.
Yeah.
As a community, we are supposed to be part of that investigation. So we have formally written as a community to HYREP, demanding this kind of investigation. Well, I'm told that HYREP has commissioned the investigation, but I don't know whether it's an in-house thing that they are trying to do. But I would think that it should be an independent thing where HYREP also be called to question in case they have not done something right. Whoever that has done wrong within the HYREP circle should be called to question. So that's where we are as a people.
Well, while you were speaking, I was just thinking and being thankful that it didn't even collapse while it was being commissioned.
So I was there right on the field during the commissioning with my paramount ruler and other dignitaries from our community. The Honorable Minister came. I mean, all who you can mention within the HYREP arrangement, within the leadership rank of Ogoni, were in that place. What if that had collapsed on their head?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
What if? I just came from the community and I was listening to the narration of one of the personnel within that environment. He told me that the pumping of that water takes about 4 hours to fill the overhead tank. I'm not talking about the reservoir tank that is on the ground. There's the overhead tank. It takes about 4 hours, and the pumping has only gone about 2 hours before it caved in. It means that the tank has not even is not filled.
Yes,
it's not filled. So that suggests that even on the day of commissioning, perhaps they did not even pump into
possibly
did not pump into a bearing capacity of that desired capacity of that tank.
So that means it was never meant to even hold the entire weight in the first place.
So that's what the investigation will unravel, and that's what we have seen. We have seen that the weight of the tank is the bearing capacity of the pillars were not enough to carry the weight of the tank. That's the reason for the collapse.
There's an expression I use to describe these kinds of circumstances. you lose the battle before you have a chance to fight it.
No, it's what I would describe as penny wise, pound foolish, because the contractor may have compromised.
Oh my God!
All right, that's exactly what it is. All right, how else will you design? Will you